Well, this might be the first time we've had this young man on the PDC live stream, Cameron Menzies. Certainly the first time I've had a chance to commentate on him. The 28-year-old from Scotland doesn't have a tour card. We have seen him at the Grand Slam. He's one of the BDO representatives, and fantastic value he was too in Wolverhampton at the back end of last year. He was a first-round loser at Lakeside, but he does have something. He's already come over, had a go at Q School, didn't quite do enough, a couple of last 32 runs, but wasn't enough to get his tour card. So playing on the Challenge Tour, made a final in the 4th event. That was enough to get him up the list to make up the numbers in the Players' Championship Series. He won a game in his first one in Barnsley. That was last Saturday. And he's qualified for 3 European tours. So it's actually been pretty successful for him, even though he's not got a tour card. James Wilson, the only man to beat him in qualifying for Euro Tours, beaten Ricky Evans a couple of times, Jamie Caven, Andy Jenkins, Aidan Kirk. So that's $3 guaranteed just for making the first round of those European Tours.
Okay, so it's Cameron to throw for the bullseye first.
One win that he got in Barnsley was against Ryan Harrington before he was beaten by Mensur Suljovic.
25.
And it was James Wilson again who did for him in the opening round on Sunday in Barnsley
so Peter's won
last weekend. As for Peter Hudson, he's a man who's been around for, well, an awful long time. Had a tour card as early as 2011. Held it for 3 years. Won it back at the start of this year at Q School. Sort of 59. Solid set of displays at Q School. 3 last 64s and a last 32. Enough to get him his tour card. Already had 3 board finals this
100.
year, Peter Hudson. All in the Players' Championship Series, so he had 1 first-round exit. And the other days he won the first 2 games before being beaten in the board final.
140.
So the way things are looking, it could be 4 board finals out of 5 for the Rock. Not bad going. Saw Roby John Rodriguez in the last leg decider in his opening game today, while Cameron Menzies took out the number 24 seed Cristo Reyes. Cristo Reyes has a habit of losing to the champions in tournaments.
99.
Could he have lost to the winner today? Already seen a Pro Tour won by somebody without a tour card. Krzysztof Ratajski winning one of the UK Open qualifiers.
140.
Neck and neck in this opening leg. Just having a little look, thinking about the maths. 83 left. He should be looking at the 17s.
137.
Ooh, 177 would be handy. Be very handy.
139.
Again, looks down the board and unable to find that third treble. Hudson. Double 8. Double 4.
62.
Both missing inside for Peter Hudson. That leaves stops.
42.
Just the 1 dart Menzies gets.
Game shot.
And 1 dart is all Hudson needs at the double 2. 1-0 to the Rock, the man from Eccles.
55. $40. 98. 59.
Oh, a little Steve Beaton for you there.
81.
Just a tribute to Jim Bowen, of course. The great and the good of darts have been paying their dues to the former host of Bullseye. Going Price.
100.
Well, well, well. Going Price. You battle and you scrap and you fight to get into the Premier League. You get in there. And you get bored of it. Time for a little break, he thinks. Well, he went out in the first round today, Going Price. He is staring elimination in the face in his debut Premier League campaign.
60.
Something has to change for Going Price. I thought it might have done at the UK Open. He played some decent darts. Made it to the latter stages of the tournament, but couldn't repeat his run to the final from 12 months prior.
$100.
Treble 18.
49.
Okay, well, sensible routes for Cameron Menzies. Various options for the 1-4-2. Sometimes see players go two
59.
treble 17s for tops. Hudson decided to go treble 20, but doesn't find what he needed. That's always the issue with 61. You go for ball. If you hit the ball,
57.
you only get one dart at double, and Hudson could steal this away. What's bothering you, Peter? Two double tops. It's a simple equation, man. Well, I think he'll... Well, he does
43.
find one of them. I thought the sensible decision would be to go for the treble 20 with that last dart, but it matters not because double two is there and both legs have been won on double two. Both of them have been hold to throw. We've got a level game at one apiece. Hudson obviously frustrated that he didn't at least get a dart for the bullseye for the leg.
100. $60. $58. $81.
Well, it's very scrappy at the minute, this. You know, both of these guys are capable
41.
of better.
$93. $60. $58. $60.
Well, they're having an absolute mare here, just trying to find a decent treble. There's one. And another. You don't want another. Well, you could do, I suppose. Oh, fantastic stuff. Where's that come from? Cameron Menzies with a 177. Leaves in 32. Wonderful stuff.
100.
And it is a real chance now of a break of throw. Double 16 the target. Good guide. This is now cannon off those. Just in there. Really well done, Cameron Menzies. 2-1 break of throw. Scotsman in the lead. Not quite as dominant as Gary Anderson is at the minute. Anderson is safely through to his board final. A 6-0 winner over Davy Van Balen. Gary Anderson, 105 average. He just continues to throw world-class darts. Big John Henderson, the Highlander.
140.
Well, he's 4-1 up, averaging 95 against Gabriel Clemens. The sun's not out, but Hendo's guns are. 4-1. Steve Beaton and Wayne Jones, 2 veterans, locked at 4 apiece. Another 2 veterans, Terry Jenkins and John Part, locked at 4 apiece.
140.
Luke Woodhouse dumped out Rob Cross earlier, but he's 5-4 down to Alan Tabern, the Saint. Already seen Stephen Bunting go out 6-1 to
100.
Paul Nicholson. Paul Nicholson's only dropped 1 leg all day. He's in his board final. Robert Marjanovic has beaten Michael Barnard.
140.
Mensur Suljevic, we saw him earlier, he's overcome Mark Wilson. Menzies has left 87 after 9.
96.
And Hudson has left a bogey number. Double 8.
79.
Well, it would have been for a 12 darter that, but no massive problem with Hudson not on a finish.
137.
Work his way in from there. In from there, Cameron. There, you
shot.
see? There, we got there in the end. 15 darter, 3-1. Daylight between these two. And there we go. He's a demonstrative young fellow, is Cameron Menzies. Never quite sure how the players who are just so emotional and active and jumpy on stage, what they're like in these behind closed doors events, because obviously the adrenaline perhaps isn't pumping quite as much. You've not got thousands of fans cheering on every dart.
140.
But Cameron still maintains some of that enthusiasm. It's fair to say that the first 2 and a bit legs of this game, there wasn't a great deal for him to be jumping around about.
83.
But opening up a 3-1 lead. And it could well be the first time
60.
that we see Cameron Menzies pass the second round of a PDC ranking event. Did of course see him at the Grand Slam, but he went out in the group stages.
81.
Made the second round of the third Players' Championship event. Did make a final on the Challenge Tour, but that's, you know, the second tier of darts.
140.
And he's given himself 3 chances to go and do some damage on the European Tour. We'll be playing the European Darts Open, the German Open and the Austrian Darts Open.
60.
Another real chance for Menzies here. Even the 161, if it doesn't go as long. Yeah, sensible use of the bullseye. Oh.
61.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Not seen many players go that route before, to be honest, but
80 scored, yeah. 100.
well, curious decision with the last dart for Cameron, but he's left himself 100. Treble 19 for double 19. Oh, those ones
62.
really hurt as well. Peter Hudson, that would have been a body blow. And it needs to be a big blow to rock that body. Well, he might be hitting himself with one.
No score.
Oh, that's exactly what's happened. Exactly what's happened. Does he split this, Cameron? He does split it. And he's
Game
taken
shot.
out the Mensur. 10 for double 14. I'm not sure whether he... because he's put it between the 10 and the 6. It's a safety shot, that. It's one where he's giving himself options. He's going to go in one of them, and it leaves him a double. But you probably think he was going for the 6, really, to leave double 16.
100.
It does not matter, because he's taken out double 14, and it is another breaker throw, and it looks as if Cameron Menzies might be making the last 32 of a senior PDC ranking event for the first time in his career.
58. 55.
Winner of this faces Jeffrey de Graaf, who was a convincing victor
41.
against Max Hopp just a matter of moments ago. 6-1 that scoreline. I mean, it might be something similar here, because Cameron Menzies, after sharing the first couple of legs
140.
with Peter Hudson in this one, I mean, he's just found a gear that at the minute Hudson is not able to match.
26.
And if anything, I think he's getting frustrated. And that's not going to help him.
140.
Neither is the ton 40 from Menzies.
$59.
So bullseye maybe, treble 10, options. Okay, 620 tops.
26.
Well, Cameron Menzies in this sort of setup shots and, you know, trying to get himself a dart to a double. He goes for the 6, he hits the 10. He goes for the 10, he hits the
60.
6. It's just a bit careless, really, but it's not really mattered because Peter Hudson's not been there to take advantage. Double 10.
30.
And this gets awkward.
$100.
Does he split this? No. He should have done, maybe. Double 2, he's hit it before.
6.
He's probably going to have another crack.
$57.
Well, 21 darts thrown. Peter Hudson is only down to 100.
Game shot.
It is a horrific leg from the rock, but Cameron Menzies still wins it at a canter. 5-1. And if you've had 7 visits to the board and you're only 80% of the way there, you are going to be struggling.
140.
Much more like it. Where was that in the last leg, Peter? Looking askance at that one.
45. $100. $59.
Michael Van Gerwen peering around the corner there, the world #1, just seeing what's happening. And I think there was
43.
a little smirk from Cameron Menzies because he doesn't mind the world #1 spotting that he's 5-1 up.
140.
And appears to be sailing through to the board final for the first time in his PDC career. It's still not a bad effort so far this year from Peter Hudson. It should be said, you know, he's already picked up 3.5 grand.
58.
Today's earnings will make it 4 grand. And that is pretty decent going for a man who's not been used to picking up
45.
regular money. In fact, you know, he did pick up 4 grand in one tournament last year when he had his best ever run on the European Tour, made the quarterfinals of the European Match Play. I believe that was the tournament that was held in Hamburg. Michael Van Gerwen went on to win it. Peter Hudson was beaten in the quarterfinals by Michael Van Gerwen. But he had beaten the likes of Alan Norris, Kim Huybrechts, Brendan Dolan along the way.
96.
65 to get a second leg on the board. Menzies ready to strike on 116. Tops he wants.
25.
Oh, I think he quite fancied it. What's the route, Cameron? Oh, yeah, the 5. Yeah, the one where you can't finish it after the first dart. It's not the route
73.
I'd recommend. Well, tops again for Hudson. It's another one that's high. It's another one that's high.
No
And it's
score.
another one that's high. 5 darts at tops. He holds his head in his hands because that, he feels, might be that. Menzies, what's it to be? 3 for tops.
Game
And
shot
it is a 6-1 win. It was pretty ropey at times, but Cameron Menzies has found a way to win it convincingly. He is through to the board final of a senior PDC ranking event for the first time in his career. He will take on Jeffrey de Graaf, a fellow unseeded player, for a spot in the last 16. Peter Hudson finds it funny at times. It was anything but.